This is in response to Dr. Paul Krugman's article in the New York Times on Monday, September, what is today, the 2015, The Rage of the Bankers. Now, what we've known, and it has been going on for a long time, is that interest rates are very, very low. And the banks don't seem to like that. And the other day, there were a lot of assurances on the street. CNBC was running it quite a bit, that, interest rates are going to go up. Finally, the Fed has taken the reins off of that. Of course, at the same time, I don't know why they were saying that, the stock market in China had gone down like 40% in less than 2 months, 40%. Now, it was rising on a bubble, but gas prices have stayed down quite a bit. We still have a tremendous drought in different areas of the country, so how are the farming things going? I don't really know. But the Fed put the rates there, and Dr. Krugman basically pointed out, I don't know why we were thinking about doing anything else. And most economists were thinking about the same thing. And he went on to point out that theories in terms of, when we study economic theory in terms of inflation and in terms of interest rates and what goes on, if the rates are going down, then you would think that inflation would start to be creeping up, or if the rates are too far down, then inflation would creep up. And that if rates are too high, then inflation will come low. Very standard types of thoughts. And if they're too high and inflation comes down, you also have the risk of deflation, which hasn't happened, but it sort of has happened in some areas of Europe. But the thing is, for the last 6 years, the banking community, all these smart people have been sitting around going that, inflation is right around the corner. We need to stem inflation now by increasing interest rates so that the inflation won't get so bad. And of course, what we've seen is that interest rates have stayed low for the last 6 years. And if that was the case, that they were correct about this, then we would have seen inflation, let's just use the term, skyrocket. But we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything like that at all. The bankers are very upset about this because, of course, they make their money on the spread. They buy government securities. Let's just say, I'm making an example, they buy government securities at 6%. They give a 3% CD rate. They make the 3% difference. That's a good spread for them considering all the money that they have. And as Dr. Krugman points out, they've been crying about this for a long time, and they must be very serious because they have awfully good tailors. So they're making money hand over fists, and they want to make even more money hand over fists. And the reason, he indicates that they're dressed awfully fine, so they must be serious and reasonable people. But of course, what did Warren Zevon say in Werewolves of London? I'd like to meet his tailor, because he was dressed impeccably. But underneath underneath that suit, there was nothingness. So the bankers are there for the money, big time, So the first excuse that they were always using was that inflation is going to come roaring back, and now that they're using another excuse is that looming bubbles and crashes. And maybe it has to do with the Chinese, I don't know. But interest rates here in the United States are low. They need to stay low. Don't see any reason why they need to change.